Please remain standing for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars the rule the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good morning and welcome. My name is Michael Kitchen with Central Church, and it is an honor to serve you today. We are here to honor a very special man, Nevada Highway Patrol Trooper Micah May. On behalf of Joanna May and the entire Nevada Highway Patrol family, I want to thank the family, friends, and distinguished guests for coming today. We appreciate how many of you have come to support the May family during this difficult time. Micah was a dedicated and loving son to Catherine and Edwin, brother to Paul and Seth, husband to Joanna, and loving father to Raylan and Melody. A wise man once said, "All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men and women do nothing." Thank you, Trooper Micah May, for being a good man that did something. Thank you to all of our first responders that do something every day to serve and protect us and keep us safe. Your service does not go unnoticed. Today, we will honor the life of Trooper Micah May and would like to share stories of his life. Please welcome Colonel Carpenter of the Nevada Highway Patrol.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for all attending. I'm Colonel Ann Carpenter of the Nevada Highway Patrol with the Department of Public Safety. I am honored to be able to say a few words about Trooper Micah May. I am here to express my profound sympathy to Trooper May's family and friends. Thank you for supporting him and doing what he loved. As we walk through this painful chapter in this division's history, it is consoling to see our community rally behind Trooper Micah May. Messages of hope, strength, and sorrow now cover his patrol car. And today, so many of you are here to help us honor his life. It is proof that one act of cowardice is never greater than a life dedicated to making our community better. It shows me that the good deeds of good officers will always be remembered, as they should be. It should remind all of us that we don't back down because evil presents itself. We become even more determined to protect others from it. Micah, like so many thousands of other law enforcement officers, are the silent guardians over the lives of people in this community. They sign up to charge into the unknown, to right wrongs and stop someone from their path of destruction. But on July 27th, Trooper May was unable to stop that path. This is an unfortunate wake-up call for many of us because a routine day can unravel in an instant. That is something a trooper always tries to mentally prepare for, but this tragedy has taken everyone's words away. It takes character and commitment to put the lives of others before our own, which is why we should remember and honor our fallen. But we hope that our troopers who commit their lives protecting strangers from harm will have the favor returned to them in the form of a full life with love and laughter. Micah's life will live on in so many other ways. He will live through the memories of his friends, family, and coworkers. To his friends, he will be remembered for his loyalty and sense of humor. To his coworkers, he will be remembered as a soft-spoken man with an impeccable work ethic. He was deeply patriotic and so driven to stop people driving under the influence that he was presented with the Caring Enough to Make a Difference award. In 2012, he was also presented with the Medal of Valor for a New Year's Eve vehicular pursuit that is similar to the one that took his life. For every person he stopped from that path of destruction, an innocent life went on uninterrupted because of him. And to his parents, Ed and Kathy, his love for you and your memories of him will continue. To his wife, Joanna, kids, Raylan and Melody, you carry his name, which will live on through the children he loves so dearly. Just before Trooper May went on his last call, he learned that his family was shopping and surprised them all during his break. He left, though, because he felt like he was needed by his fellow troopers. That one snapshot in a life that by all accounts was truly honorable speaks volumes for him. It shows that he was bound to both his family and his duty as an officer, and he did right on both fronts. Trooper May's final act of grace ended with the donation of his heart, liver, and both kidneys, which saved 4 lives. Micah's heartbeat will continue to live on. As I stand here today, I could not be prouder that Trooper Micah May was part of our organization. I ask that all of our first responders, no matter your agency, please stand now. Honor Guard Commander, please call the room to attention.
Honor Guard, uniformed officers, attention.
Today, we will be awarding Trooper Micah May with 2 certificates of commendation. This is to certify that the Director of Public Safety and the Chief of the Nevada Highway Patrol have awarded the Medal of Valor and the Purple Heart to Trooper Micah May. The Certificate of Commendation reads, on July 27, 2021, at approximately 11:20 hours, troopers were notified of an armed robbery carjacking that occurred on Las Vegas Boulevard and Sunset Road. Troopers discovered the vehicle and a lengthy pursuit ensued. Trooper May attempted to deploy stop sticks on Interstate 15 near the Neon Gateway when the fleeing felon struck him and continued. Trooper May was transported to UMC, where he succumbed to the injuries sustained in the assault with a deadly weapon. These medals will be presented to Joanna May by Major Martin Malesko. To the May family, you are surrounded by the love and support of your law enforcement family. We stand up to honor your son, your husband, friend, and father. I want you to know that you do not carry this burden alone. We will always stand by your side and will never forget that Trooper Micah May laid down his life for the community that he loved. Thank you.
Honor guard, uniformed officers, at ease.
If we could please now welcome Russ Marco, best friend to Trooper Micah May.
Some of you know me already as retired Sergeant Russell Marco, but for those of you whom I've had the privilege to serve with on the same shift, you probably know me also as Micah's best friend. This was likely an odd title for those who knew us both because we seem very different at times, and we are. But I want to share with you some of the things that I believe made Micah different, but also that we all shared in common. Micah loved and honored his parents. He spoke to them almost daily and always had nice things to say about them. He showed his respect for his parents by being respectful to other people's parents and whenever he interacted with the older community. He probably felt he would never want someone to treat his parents badly, so in return, he made sure other people's parents were always treated with care. Micah was an amazing husband, father, and provider. He loved Joanna dearly, and his children, Raylan and Melody, were his world. I can tell you Micah had very simple needs and questioned every nickel he spent on himself. But for his kids and wife, he never wanted them to go without. These were the decisions and sacrifices Micah made with love for his family and without hesitation. Micah was a trusted and devoted friend to me and my family. He loved to hop for help and advice in any situation and was quick to know more about a topic than I ever wanted to know to help me make a good decision. Micah was uniquely funny, and a timed one-liner was his specialty. He loved to be part of a fun time with genuine laughter, big smiles, and love for each other. I'd like to share with you a letter that was sent to NHP about Micah's days before his death. I talk a lot of smack about the police, but when I had my accident last week, Micah May was the one on scene. This guy saved my butt in a major, major way and treated me like a fellow human being. This dude single-handedly changed my outlook on law enforcement officers. I am praying for him and his family. I know he has kids as well. I know Micah was proud of everything he did at the Highway Patrol and approached every mission as a quiet professional. Don't get me wrong, he had no problem expressing his disinterest in less exciting work, but nevertheless took each task as seriously as the next. He genuinely loved helping and protecting people and showed it in the way he treated the public. Like some of us here, he appreciated recognition for his accomplishments, but was uncomfortable receiving it and would have just called it work. Micah was a true silent guardian with a warrior spirit. I had the rare privilege to really know Micah. For him, the initial vulnerability and awkwardness that accompanied our friendship was probably a huge challenge. But now that you know Micah a bit more the way I did, it's easy to understand why he was an amazing person and why I was honored to be his best friend.
Well done, Russ. I know the family is very proud of you and the words of encouragement that you brought. If you could please welcome to the podium Paul May, Trooper Micah May's younger brother.
Most of my youth was spent with Micah in the woods around our house in Massachusetts. We would play in the brook a lot. In the summer, we would throw rocks in the water, play games hopping from one stone to another, and study how the natural dams would build themselves up in the creek. We spent a lot of time in the woods, too. Micah loved to find the tallest trees and climb them, and he would climb all the way to the top and never show any fear of heights. In the winter, he would jump from the highest point on the roof of our house into the snow, and a lot of times would land right on his back with absolutely, again, no fear. In the winter, we would slide on the ice, and if we were lucky, neither of us would fall through and freeze. We weren't always that lucky. One time I fell in the brook some 15 minutes away from the house, and Micah helped me get my frozen boots off and put both of his mittens onto my hands, even though it was really, really cold, which is probably something kind of foreign to a lot of people here. By the time we got home, my feet were in an inch of slushy snow and ice, and my feet were painfully frigid. Micah helped me walk the whole way. Micah knew things far ahead of his age. I would follow along in amazement as he thought up new things to do and creative ways to do it. Some of these ideas didn't work, like our homemade fireworks that were just wads of paper that looked like rockets and fuses doused in gasoline. Some of his ideas were brilliant, like his Lego launcher, which was this robust block of Legos that was shaped like a bat and probably could have worked as a bat pretty effectively. And he fashioned a rubber band onto it and used it like a slingshot. And it was probably strong enough to break windows, even though I'm pretty sure he never tried that. Micah was always drawn to projectile weapons, and he lost interest quickly in finding sticks to sword fight with in the woods and started to find things to throw, launch, or fire. What started out as rocks turned to darts and eventually became a metal sheet that he filed into a throwing star. Regardless of the tool, he could hit a target with skill and precision. When Micah got his first BB gun, he proved himself to be quite the sharpshooter. I can't tell you how many times I felt a stinging sensation only to whip my head around in time to see just as he would dodge behind a corner. He was good about not shooting Seth, who was still young, and careful never to hit me anywhere where it would hurt for too long. Somehow he always managed to get me right in the butt. When Micah and I were kids, my mom tried to explain heaven to us. I don't remember her exact words. My takeaway was there were a lot of people up there kneeling down on clouds looking down at us. I'd like to think that for the last week and a half, he's been up there, poking his head out from the clouds and taking daredevil leaps between them, while mischievously bringing rain and rainbow to Las Vegas for the last week.
Thank you, Paul, for sharing those memories of your brother. If we could please welcome up at this time Seth May, his younger brother.
Alrighty then. Greetings. I don't have this memorized, so I'll be reading cards a lot. First, I want to thank everyone for being here. It would have, under other circumstances, it definitely would have been a plus. I am going to regale you with a brief tale related to Micah that most people either haven't heard or have forgotten. Brief because I thought I was told to keep it to like a minute or two. At the age of 17, Micah, sans license, decided he wanted to borrow one of the parents' cars. I don't remember why, but I remember he asked me to come with him. Of course, I was 8 or 9 at the time. Mom insists it was 9, so I had to go, or else Big Brother would be angry and I'd face his wrath, whatever that meant. I was sure he could drive. After all, he was so old. 17. And drive he did, right down the driveway, on the street, and up Potter Road. We hit the Vermont line and turned around. On the way back, on that crappy dirt road, Micah hit over 80 miles per hour and careened off into a ditch. A bit of panic hit, and he sent me home. It was in walking distance with the directions of, tell no one, you were never here. You were home the whole time. I don't recall the story he invented. Probably had something to do with a deer, maybe. But for why he had to borrow the car, that part isn't important. And yeah, so my parents just learned that I had been in the car with him 3 days ago. So I kept that secret pretty well. The key is that Micah went from off-roading his parents' car and getting a ticket before he could drive legally to making a career out of being behind the wheel and handing out those same sorts of citations. Micah would go on to injure a few cars on the way, but it was near the Vermont state line that he crashed his first. That's it.
Thank you for the family for sharing those memories and the laughter. If we can welcome up our final speaker, Mayor Carolyn Goodman.
As one community and an embracing family to you, we are here today to share our love of and support and gratitude for the life of your beloved husband, a father, a son, a brother, Highway Patrol Officer Micah David May. We've gathered to let you know, Joanna, Raylan, Melody, parents Catherine and Edwin, brothers Seth and Paul, that we ache with you in this tragic loss, but we are blending with you in this celebration and joy for Micah's life. Surely he is a hero, a role model, an idol, and a champion, but so much of this has been because his life surely was enriched and stabilized by you as his devoted family. Your constant support of him and his choice to be a selfless caretaker of others in law enforcement and as a first responder proved to be his overwhelming ability to be a stabilizer. You were the anchor of his life. From all of us, we realize that not only occasionally throughout life does that rarest of human beings come along among us, an individual who stands alone out there as one who is deeply caring, sensitive, loyal, loving, honorable, and a model of exemplary humanity. Micah resonated these qualities and so much more, as I understand of him, not only within your own family unit, but amongst all of us, as he performed his day-to-day obligations of the Highway Patrol, even to the point where self and personal safety were not a consideration. I doubt, but only the minute few would step out as he did. And more than once, I have been told he did so, putting his own life in harm's way to protect others and giving it in its totality. Of his life and how he chose to lead it is an example, a lasting one to all of us, of what a good man is. A man who is righteous, generous, honorable, and loyal, and yet the loving, caring, soft, and attentive soul also. We see a bright new star in the sky is in the heavens these nights at night. And as each and every rainbow is seen, it is holding Micah David May in its beams. Our prayers for him, for you, his beloved family, and our sincerest gratitude for having had him touch our lives so deeply. Our community extends deepest prayers and condolences, but find the richness in the memories of a beautiful man and a wonderful husband, father, son, and brother, and friend. Our sympathies and condolences.
At this time, the family has prepared a video that they would like to share with you, honoring the life of Trooper Micah May, and then afterwards, the Honor Guard will perform. I would like to share a poem with you entitled Hero. In the beginning, when earth was first made, light was created to show us the way. But with each new day came struggles and fear. Someone was needed to protect us all here. They would serve and save, whether night or day, and be strong and brave, never once to sway. They'd fight off darkness to save us from woe. So on the 8th day, God made a hero. It was an honor and privilege to get to know the May family this week and share stories with them and several of Trooper Micah May's colleagues. And what I learned was that Micah always referred to himself as a silent guardian. But Micah's mother had a different story of a young 10-year-old boy that always wanted to be a hero. And towards the end of our time together, as many of you have already heard, that in his last moments, Micah had one last thing to do, and that was save the lives of 4 perfect strangers because he was an organ donor. Micah may have considered himself a silent guardian, but here today, between family and friends and colleagues, Micah May, you are a hero. Please join me in prayer. Lord, I ask you to be with our first responders in a very special way as they face the challenges that they must face each day. Please give them compassion for all the innocents that they see. Help them to protect and serve all those that depend on them. And when duty calls to danger, walk closely by their side. Instill in them great courage and always be their strength and their guide. And whatever they are called to do, shall they always be thankful they will be, that you have been the unseen guest, always walking next to them. Thank you for Micah May's life and all the years we shared with him. We lift him to you today in honor of the good we saw in him and the love that we felt for him. Please give us the strength to leave him in your care. We ask for your comfort today. Amen. At this time, I would ask for all of you to join me in a moment of silence. And at the conclusion, please remain seated as the honor guard and the May family exit. And thank you again for joining us on this very special day to honor Trooper Micah May.
Henry 6203 status. Henry 6203 status. Henry 6203 status. Henry 6203 status. This channel is code red for Henry 6203. No response on a status check. This is a final call for Trooper Micah May. Henry 6203, do you copy? Attention citizens, friends, and family. Trooper Micah May, Nevada Highway Patrol, call sign Henry 6203, lost his life while serving his community with dignity, courage, and valor. We thank him for his dedication, loyalty, and service to the citizens of the state of Nevada. Trooper May influenced many for his unending compassion, respect for all people, and service in many facets of law enforcement. All those he served will remember him. Trooper May, please rest in peace, knowing that your legacy will live on through your blood family, as well as your brothers and sisters in blue. Your sacrifice will never be forgotten. Trooper Micah May, Henry 6203, your end of watch 1042 time is July 29th, 2021 at 10:43 hours. Godspeed, sir. Rest in peace. We have it from here. Henry 62.